You don't want to just chase that goal. You want to become that person who lives the goal. Don't be one of the millions of people who set weight loss goals this year and never achieve them. In this video, I'm going to show you a better strategy for achieving not only your weight loss goals, but every goal you set in place for yourself this year. The first idea I want to convey is that goals are the trajectory. They are not the solution. They are merely a compass that directs you towards your path. But having a compass and not having a plan of how to get from point A to point B is not going to be very helpful. So this year, challenge yourself. Sit down and not only write out your goals, but write out your strategy for achieving these goals. That is what is going to ensure your success. It's not the outcome that's important. It's the habits you're creating in the process that lay down the foundation for maintaining those results, as well as achieving future outcomes. Goals are useless without a system. The root desire and motivation for a goal is really to improve your life and who you are at the core. This necessitates an intentional, planned system of steps that slowly guide you to your goal, while creating lifelong habits in the process. So it really is just those tiny itty-bitty changes from day to day. You can't focus on the big picture. I always get overwhelmed when I sit down this time of year and try to lay out my goals for the following year. It just gets me discouraged and overwhelmed because you're looking at this huge list of all the things you're supposed to accomplish and having no plan as to how it is you're supposed to get there. That's very detrimental to any sort of personal development or growth. What I like to do with my clients is focus on what's really doable for them in the moment. So what can you do tomorrow that will better your outcomes of success in the future? These don't have to be earth-shattering changes. They just have to be tiny steps in the right direction that over time compound and lead to the underlying outcome you're searching for. All right, let's get into specifics. The rest of this video is going to focus on how to create these systems for real, lasting behavior modifications. The first thing you want to do is pick a specific outcome that you want to achieve by a particular date. So for example, let's say I want to lose 40 pounds by December 31st, 2022. That entails an exact outcome that I want to achieve by an exact date. This is a great starting point. This is what a goal should look like. But most people just stop there. You don't want to stop there. You don't want to start, oh, well, now I'm supposed to start going to the gym and now I'm supposed to start eating healthy. And you maintain that for a few weeks and then you drop off by the end of January. The majority of people deal with this year after year after year. Don't make that mistake. These are achievable goals. You just have to set a plan in place. So that's where we're headed next. The second thing you want to do is create a roadmap with attainable mini goals, again, using specific dates and outcomes. So as in the earlier example of losing 40 pounds within the year. So you would want to break that up throughout the year, maybe doing 10 pounds every few months. So then your mini goal would be, I will lose 10 pounds by April 1st, and then so on and so forth until those 40 pounds are officially met. The third thing you want to do is make a list of all the different behaviors that you can perform in order to reach your goal. So utilizing the same example, some of the things that you would do this year in order to lose 40 pounds would be like meal prepping and exercising a certain amount of days per week, reducing your comfort and stress eating by incorporating more stress management, drinking more water, limiting your dining out, increasing fiber and nutrients, improving social connections, getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day, and reducing your intake of high inflammatory foods. These are all highly specific things that will lead you to the outcome of losing 40 pounds. The fourth thing you want to do is organize this list. So you're going to be grouping common themes in a way that makes the most sense. So for example, you could group together all of the nutritional components like the increasing the fiber and the nutrient profiles, as well as reducing pro-inflammatory foods and dining out less. This organization will help you zero in on your action plan. Number 5 is to prioritize this list. So determine which behaviors will actually have kind of a snowball or a domino effect on other behaviors. So for instance, by creating your own meals every week, you can ensure there's plenty of fiber, plenty of micronutrients, as well as you're likely going to be dining out less. These things will all take care of themselves if you ensure that you're doing the meal prepping every week. Another great example is by making sure you get regular exercise and stress management like meditation or yoga. Then you can ensure that your stress eating or your comfort eating is going to be reduced. Regular exercise will also ensure improvements in your daily rest. So you'll likely get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night like you had written down previously. The next step is implementation. Choose 1 to 3 different behaviors each week that you feel are a priority, but are also achievable at that point in time. So depending on what you've already accomplished or what you still need to accomplish, this information is going to come in handy. Don't take on too much at once, because this is when we fall prey to our old behaviors. Whenever we get overwhelmed, we tend to default to what is familiar and requires the least amount of effort. Hence our old problematic behaviors. At this point, I would even break down those prioritized goals into smaller mini goals. So say you're going to meal prep. Okay, what exactly does that consist of? So I will meal prep every week on Sundays and Thursdays, for example. And I will do that by allotting this time frame in my schedule each week from this hour to this hour. And I will batch things like soups and salads and chilies and oatmeal and all the different things that you're going to need throughout the week to maintain your weight loss progress. So get highly specific here. The more specific, the better, because then you know that everything is accounted for. This is the point where you can actually start to visualize it in your head. You can actually start seeing yourself carrying out these healthful behaviors. Imagery is a very powerful tool. If you can see yourself doing it, if you can imagine going through the motions and taking these particular steps, you are way more likely to actually carry through. So after each given week, what you want to do is take the time to sit down and reassess your plan. What's working? What's not working? What kind of obstacles came into my path? Too often we will hit some sort of roadblock and just give up. But it's important to acknowledge the roadblock and determine, do I go around it or do I come up with a different strategy and hopefully overcome it? Something in your system was broken. It just needs to be fixed. If you don't succeed in a given week with a particular goal, this is totally doable. You just have to take the time to be creative and come up with a new plan. Don't tackle a new goal until you have a solid foundation with the current goal. Or if you get stuck week after week after week on the same goal, move on. Come back to it at a later time when you have a better system in place and more skills in order to overcome the problem. If you're consistently finding this process to be overwhelming, I do offer one-on-one coaching for those interested in losing weight and improving their health with whole natural foods and other lifestyle modifications. You can find my link in the description box below for a free consultation if you're interested. So again, goals by themselves are useless without a strong system in place. By shifting your attention off of the desired outcome and onto the process, you will inevitably build those small, tiny behaviors day by day by day that will ultimately lead you to your goal and not only get you the result you're looking for, but lifelong. It's not about fitting in that dress or being able to go to a specific social event like a celebration, a wedding, or a graduation, or a reunion of some sort, looking your best. It's about getting to that goal and then maintaining that lean, healthy body to move on to the next event and the next event and the next event in the same shape you were in to begin with. You don't want to just chase that goal. You want to become that person who lives the goal. Don't fall into that trap that majority of people do, where you're constantly chasing a goal. Find the right behaviors and you can continue striving. I actually made a plant-based weight loss for beginners playlist if you guys want to click the card here. This will send you to more strategies and ways that you can implement a whole foods plant-based lifestyle into your routine. All right guys, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.